Hello, on behalf of ODSK, I'd like to introduce a climbing device from France. A company called Taz have made the lov2, and here it is, available in red and black. The device has two types of certification, EN358, which is a lanyard regulator, and also EN12841, A and C. A refers to a fall arrest device, and C to a descender. And that's the very interesting thing about the device. So in industrial rope practice, you would have two ropes, a backup rope and then a working rope, so that the Taz can work on both sides of that. The backup as a fall arrest and then a descender on the working rope. So for arborists, what does that mean? Is the device safe to be used on a single rope, on a single line? Ordinarily, we're setting only single lines for access. So, if you go to the website, there's a statement from Taz which I will just read out for clarity. So the device can be used either as a descender or fall arrest system, or both, on a single line, but with a caveat, which is that the regulations, risk assessment, working methods and procedures, as well as the professional codes of practice or outdoor codes of practice, validate this kind of practice, knowing that there is no longer a redundancy in case of improper use or failure of the whole system or part of it. So if we deem it within our risk assessment to have no redundancy, to climb on a single line, then so be it. The device will, act safely in that scenario. The second caveat is that the procedures and working methods should follow the EN12841 values for tension and load, and also that ropes, connectors and anchoring are adhered to. And then there's some more information. So this is a free download on the website. So the 12841 guideline recommends ropes between 10 and 11 millimeter. All that information is written on the side of the device. If you go below the 10, the device is going to slip at lower loads, and then if you exceed 11, if there's a fall situation, the device and the climber will see a higher peak load. And then if you start to squeeze in 11.5, 12 millimeter ropes, I don't know really what would happen. I've never done it, but I imagine that the side plates will start to prise themselves open. So it's a welcome change for arborists to have a certified device that is valid for use. I'm very happy. It makes access and rescue planning very simple. So about the device itself, let's look at the function of it. So you have two side plates, one that swings open and then a handle for descent. You have an attachment for carabiner and then a pre-drilled hole to attach a tether to lift the device. So the device on the inside has a block that is static, and then on the top it has a sheave that moves. You can see the handle, as the handle moves, the sheave moves. So these two things are related. And what that does is, it squeezes the rope between this point and this point. And for descent, the handle releases that tension and allows the channel that the rope runs through to become free. The Taz is very unique in that the rope runs vertically through here. This plastic section acts as a spring to hold the device onto the rope. Okay, so here it is on the rope. So as the climber puts weight into the carabiner, the device pivots, and now that sheave is squeezing against the block, so the device will not move down the rope. And then the handle is used, obviously always with a safety hand below the device on the rope. As the handle is opened, the device is allowed to move. Handle is released, and then the device becomes static again on the rope. So as the climber wants to move up, the device moves to the upward position, and now the rope has a clean line. And it's not quite friction free, but it moves fairly fluidly up the rope. There's friction in that the spring is pressing against the rope. If the spring is released, the device will free fall down the rope. When the spring is released, it holds on. So this is very, it allows very efficient and ergonomic climbing techniques for the arborist. Ascend up, stop, and then descent. Very simple in its function. So the typical ascent for a box lever type device, like the rig from Petzl, is to attach an ascender with a pulley, and because the rope runs around in a U, as you pull down on this side, the ascender will be lifted up. Now, this is typically called a yo-yo system, but the Taz can be used in the normal fashion for an arborist, attaching the chest harness to the little tether point, and then the foot ascender, and then finally the elasticated knee ascender. Release the cammed aids, and activate the lever for descent. Taz recommends a maximum speed on their website for descent. I found the Taz to be very useful for a traverse device, so I can go across in a single leg and then return on the pendulum with the doubled over system, DDRT system. So I'll show you that. So I just have to remove the hook, or I can even leave the hook on, but makes it simpler to take the hook off. And then I'm going to put an attachment knot to the same carabiner. Because it's such a short amount of time, I'll use the knot for such a short distance. Just a normal bowline will suffice. And then I can safely return back. Like so.